This is my path, my journey. I'm willing to explain it all to you guys. No holding back anything. I just hope you're ready for the experience, and I just hope you can handle it.
Disclaimer. This video was intended for an adult audience only. Viewer discretion is advised. Anything you see in this video, do not attempt to recreate. This video was created for documentation purposes only. Our purpose is education. We are not justifying or glamorizing using substances. What we are doing is educating people on the substances that we have used and what it has done for us. Do not recreate or do not redo the substances we have done just because we talk about it.
I want to make this video basically about the connection with planet Earth. My first connection with planet Earth, honestly, was cannabis. So, my experiences with cannabis, you know, connected me to something bigger than myself. Like, I wasn't the type of guy that first smoked cannabis and was like, yo, I'm high as fuck, you know. I guess it was the first time I smoked it, but when I started smoking heavily, I started realizing I started realizing that I was thinking differently, that I was thinking deeper than I normally would, or thoughts that normally wouldn't come to my mind, or being more creative, or tapping into tapping into almost a more creative side of myself. Now, I think that plants allow you to connect to the collective consciousness of planet Earth. So it's almost like each individual plant. Now, actually, don't quote me on this, but I think this is blue vervain. I can't tell when it's a baby, but I'd be able to tell when it's a little bigger. But I don't even know if you guys can see it because I can't see where the camera's at. But what I can, just tell you guys is that I think that each different plant has a different consciousness, and each different plant, and that's what a high is. Now, I made a couple of videos talking about something, talking about that, but it's like, I was just sitting here thinking how I got my connection from the plants that I use, and it's like each different plant has a different personality, just like each different human being has a different personality. Now, you could be a peaceful guy, a peaceful, loving person, but just not get along with a certain type of person, or like, I don't know, maybe that's why you don't hang out with, that's why we have our friends. We have the type of friends we have because they match our personality. We also have friends that are complete opposites of one another, right? And, but they still match our personality in a certain way, balance us out. And I think that's what these plants do for me. It's like they balance me out. But it's deeper than that, because it's the connection with the collective consciousness of planet Earth. So many people pray to God, but I think there's two things involved in reality, and it's like the yin and the yang, the negative and the positive polarity, in a magnet. It's like it's just balancing each other out, and I really think that Mother Earth is here to guide us, and people, I feel like, do not take me seriously when I tell them this. It's like so many people just think it's a plant. They just think it's a plant. But what is a plant? And then they say, oh, the plant's not conscious, the plant's not aware. And it's like, well, I think that these plants are aware, just in a different way. And it's no different than saying there's people that think just because somebody has a mental disorder that they're not aware, or somebody with Down syndrome that they're not aware, or somebody with, so there's people that think that. And I feel like it's no different than the plants between somebody else with a human with a different type of consciousness than you got, with a different perspective. That's all it is a different perspective. And they're like, we can walk around, and I feel like that's why we have to ingest Mother Nature, because we have to walk around so we're not connected to her. It's like, whether people realize it or not, they ingest Mother Nature every day. And it's like, people, sit there and say, oh, they don't do drugs, but it's because we have this weird definition of drug, and, I'm somebody that takes plants. I try not to use pharmaceutical substances or pills or isolated molecules that they've isolated. If I'm taking an isolated molecule, it's like a pure molecule from one of plants, a plant extract. But I take these things for a different reason. I'm not sitting here thinking, oh, I got a headache, so I'm going to take this herb. Or I got a toothache, so I'm going to take this herb. Or I got this problem, so I'm going to take it for this problem. It's like, no, I take these things, to connect. I love the consciousness aspect of the plants. The part of the plants that's like, I don't know. It's the interesting part where people that take plants will know where it's like if you take a plant and it's like it doesn't work for you one day but it works for you another day, or you take a plant when you're on another plant and they cancel each other out, or I feel like these plants, and it's also depending on your mood. I've noticed that depending on what mood I'm in will depending on whether the plants work well enough or not. It's like, and of course, depending on whether you got food in your stomach or not, but that's not really what I'm talking about, because, I'm just talking about the fact that these plants are somewhat conscious. It's the same thing that happens with psychedelics, when, like, if you're somebody that's taking a psychedelic for the first time, most likely that psychedelic is going to take it easy on you. It's going to, let you, just take it easy, guide you in. That's usually how it is for the first time, like it's consciously aware that it's your first time. And I think that there is a big reason why that happens. I think that there's a much bigger picture going on that the plants, the animals, and the ants understand, that the bugs understand, they're all in the synergy connection. It's almost like they're all on a certain frequency, and human beings are off of that frequency. And it's not just humans, like, because and I guess it is just humans, because even some, like gorillas, they might have similar structure to our society, like an alpha male dominant society type shit. But they're not out of balance with nature, though, because they still live here in nature. Where it's like you got no choice but to adapt, And it's like I've been out here for 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and I'm already itchy as hell. Mosquitoes bite me all up to hell. I didn't wear no bug spray. And it's like I'm sitting here thinking to myself, well, I know what plants, to eat. I'm starting to learn the certain plants around my area to eat. There's a shit ton of garlic mustard growing around me, like so much that I could get probably 20, 30 kilos of it. You know what I mean? Like, and it's a great herb to have, because it's very nutritional. It has a lot of nutrition in it. And it's also, there's, medicinal herbs, I guess you can call it, like blue vervain and a few other plants, a few other herbs, but that I know around here. But what I'm trying to do is get connected with the planet. That's really why I'm trying to learn the plants around here. That's really why I take the herbs that I take. That's why I take them every day. The reason why people have trouble taking herbs every day is because they think about medicine or drugs. And then they think about, well, if I took a medicine or a drug every day, it'd be bad, they say, And it's like, well, you eat certain molecules every single day to survive. And those molecules attach to your brain's receptors in similar ways that the molecules that quote-unquote drug molecules attached to, or plant molecules attached to, or psychedelics attached to, or food is medicine. And I think that we don't understand medicine and don't understand Mother Nature. That's why I connect with Mother Nature, because it's like people don't understand her. They don't understand that she's consciously aware and she wants to guide us through life, and she's here to help us through life and guide us. And like, I don't know, like I personally believe that if somebody says God helped them through life, I personally believe it's the consciousness of Mother Nature that's helping us through life. I think God is too busy holding the dimensions together, and this is just my personal belief, but I believe that Mother Nature is a god, a goddess, and yeah, I feel like she misses us. We don't realize she exists. We don't acknowledge her. We don't take these herbs anymore. We don't And when we do take these herbs, we think about it in a Western mindset. We think that connecting with a plant on a deep spiritual level is fucking crazy talk. And it's just, we call crazy what we don't understand. So, but I think that this is much deeper than we realize. Take a plant and meditate on it. Let it talk to you. Shut your mouth and your head up, and let this plant speak to you. That's what I do. That's like, people say meditate. Well, I meditate while I'm on plants, and I meditate like to connect with the plant. Usually meditate to kind of have a conversation with the plant, not literally, but usually visually. But so yeah, literally, it's just the conversation. Language for plants is much different than language for humans. Terence McKenna said the psychedelic language, like they speak to you, DMT especially, it speaks to you in a visual language, and it's like that is their language. That's their way of speaking, visually, a visual language. And I think that we're at that point as well. But I'm gonna get going because I am not the smartest guy in the world. I set my bag on a red anthill, so I'm gonna have to shake my bag out now. But I'm probably gonna record some more videos while I'm down here. But I just wanted to let you guys know. Connect with Mother Nature. Go back to your roots. Go outside. You know what I did today? I decided to do everything I do usually, but outside. So, when I'm like taking my time to learn on YouTube or watch YouTube videos, connect with certain people on Instagram and make Instagram videos and do this and do that and get some things done. And, I bring my phone and I'm, doing it here. I'm going to do it down here. But thank you guys so much. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Much love. Get outside. You have your phone. I know they say don't bring technology outside, but it's like, come on. Mother Nature is a form of technology. That's what we don't understand. We are a form of technology. When we get good enough at making technology, we won't be able to tell the difference. We'll be making technology out of the same thing that Mother Nature makes technology out of. But it's another video for another time. Maybe that'll be the next video. But thank you guys so much, and much love, everyone.